Let there be light. Good evening, everyone. I'm back with another video. This one's going to be a quickie. Not a minute, but about maybe 5 at most. So, anybody who remembers, I think it was the 15th of October, though I can't remember off the top of my head. But anybody who remembers the 15th of October 2021 was a very sad day for politics. Well, for one Tory MP, unfortunately. His name was David Amess. He was a man who was assassinated by an Islamic State terrorist named Ali Harber Ali. It's been 2 years since his passing. And I want to make sure I hold the man responsible to account. And I also want to hold to account Sadiq Khan. Because there are some things that are best left if you kept your fucking mouth shut. What am I talking about there? Because after all, I'm just talking a load of bollocks at the moment until I tell you what Sadiq Khan actually said. So, when David Amess was brutally murdered, assassinated, killed, whatever word you want to use, whatever term you want to use, by this twat known as Ali Harber, who I suspect they were saying he has mental health issues, as tends to be the case when it's a Muslim committing the terrorist atrocities, but never when it's anybody else. They're more than willing to describe what they are. Ali Harber Ali went to him, I believe it was in a Christian church, I believe. Just went up to him. Job done. Unfortunately, while most people have that rare commodity these days called common sense to actually mourn the passing of this man and say that he was brutally murdered, assassinated, killed, whatever, Sadiq Khan had a rather different take on this. Sadiq Khan had suggested that he had merely passed away. That's right. Our friend, the Muslim mayor of London, and let me be clear as always, I'm roasting him because he's a crap fucking mayor rather than because he's a Muslim, decided to say that when David Amess was brutally assassinated by Ali Harber Ali, he implied that he merely passed away. Put that into perspective. In fact, I'm going to go one up on this, and I'm actually going to quote his exact fucking words that he used regarding the passing of this man. So he said, and I quote, "I am so deeply saddened by the tragic news that Sir David Amess passed away. It's just awful. He loved being an MP and was a great public servant. And my thoughts and prayers and those of all Londoners are with David's loved ones in this time of unimaginable grief." End quote. I can knock that off now. Anyway, the point is, the fact he merely suggested that David Amess merely passed away rather than be brutally murdered, this man clearly does not give a shit about how he passed on. I certainly wouldn't be saying that David Amess merely passed away. You would give the context of someone passing away, like if they died in their sleep, or they died to a terminal illness, or they died because of unexpected complications. I sure as shit would not be saying they passed away when they were brutally fucking murdered. So, Sadiq Khan, I wonder if you're going to be making a statement about what's happened about the second year since this man was brutally slaughtered. Are you going to call it out for what it is? Are you actually going to give thoughts, real thoughts, not fake thoughts, because we all know you like terrorism, because you consider it part and parcel of living in a big city. Are you actually going to give him a proper speech this time? Or do you need someone else to do it for you? I don't have enough nitrogen in my fingers. Anyway, are you actually going to make a proper speech? I'll even make a fucking speech for you. Just call me, tell me to get my ass down to London, and I'll fucking do it for you. If you're that inept. Because David Amess did not pass away. He was assassinated. And I can tell you now, back on that day, that very first video I made, as far as David Amess is concerned, my heart really did. Sorry, my heart. I mean, my heart. I don't have multiple. I might be able to give one to charity, though. Anyway, my heart genuinely is with his loved ones. It was with his loved ones back then, and it is here now. Because David Amess, whether he's part of the Tory party or not, he is a member of Parliament, he was a British citizen, and he was taken from this world before his time by a Muslim terrorist, an Islamic State terrorist, who believes that all non-believers should be killed. That white women should be sex slaves for Islam. But of course the mainstream media won't tell you this, because say it with me, folks, it doesn't suit the narrative. But my heart is with the family, genuinely and solemnly, and I do hope they are continuing to live on during these trying times. And let us take a moment to remember what David Amess gave us. He was a Brexiteer. He helped Britain in trying to push the beliefs of the British people forward. That we didn't want immigration. That we didn't want all these terrorists coming in legally or illegally. We didn't want people to be able to, in Brussels, tell us what we can and can't do. He was a man you could get behind. Was he the next coming for Prime Minister? No. But was he a good patriot? You're fucking right he was. And all I can say is let's just hope the man upstairs is looking after David Amess really well. And I hope that he can find peace, knowing that he doesn't have to be a part of the third world shithole that people like Hamza Youssef, Sadiq Khan and Rishi-Washi Sunak are turning this country to be in. Because I swear to God, if he saw the state this place was in, much like Enoch Powell, he'd be turning in his grave. And he would be saying, this is not my Britain. And I am going to say, this is not my Britain. Not until we drain the filth and the detritus that lies in the houses of treachery. I mean Parliament. Or maybe I was right first time. 4 minutes over, sadly. My name's Dabima, also known as Abathur, and I am, as always, very bad news for that lying snake, the racist, the traitor that is Sadiq Khan. I will always be here to put him on blast and hold that motherfucker to account for mislabeling the way that David Amess had passed. He did not pass away. Do not downplay the terrorist act like he died 2 years ago and you gave that pathetic speech that I could piss out better performance than that and piss out better quality writing than that. You're a disgrace, Sadiq Khan, and you owe his family an apology. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. And most importantly, fuck the government.